Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom, Brother Nakwam.
Shalom, shalom, brother Roddy.
Coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday Night Fire. Giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach Malak Yahushai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwath out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing the husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. Kwam Yashalom. Shalom.
Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, reading, praying, fasting, making their body living sacrifice, watching, and keeping watch in the last days. I'm going to pull out this quick precept because there's a lot going on in the earth, right? You may feel like, things are dying down, and then out of nowhere, the Lord have an uproar happen in the earth. War, all hell was breaking loose, right? It's a lot of things going on that we got to keep watch, that we can monitor to go into the prophecies so that we can wait at times. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 22. It says, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying that days are prolonged and every vision faileth? That's how a lot of brothers get. They wax weary in the land. They start to feel like it's not coming fast enough. Things aren't kicking off. It dies down. I don't know if this thing is ever going to happen. Am I going to wax old 80, 90 plus years in this land before anything happens, if it even happens in my life? You can't have that mentality. You have to stay on the edge of your seat. The Lord looking for those men that are true watchmen that continue to watch. Now, if you're not watching, what's going to happen to the city? It could get besieged. All hell could break loose. While you're up there sleeping or doing God knows what, right, counting the clouds, right, the enemy is besieged and overthrown the whole town. It says, tell them, therefore, saith the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. So you're living in a time where the effect of the things that we've been reading and going over are coming to pass. You can open up Matthew 24, Mark 13, right? You can go into Luke chapter 21. You can see some of the things that the Lord has prophesied about coming to pass. You can see men falling away. You can see men coming into the truth. We're living in a high time of prophecy on so many levels, with via famine, right? We see that in the scriptures, right? Whether it be the sword, right? Whether it be nations and rumors of war, right? Whether it be the elect, you understand, waking up throughout the four corners of the earth. Every single day, there's something to look as a watchman and see coming to pass.
That's right. That's right. And that's what comes through the spirit of diligence, man. You got to stay watchful. And you gotta be in tune to what the Most High is doing on the earth, man. Right? This is Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 8. Right? Ezekiel 21 and 8, it reads, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. So the Most High is sharper than his sword, man. A sword is used to kill people, man. Chop off heads, thrust people through. You understand? Hew people into pieces, like Samuel did Agag, the so-called king of the Amalekites, like Elijah did the false prophets by the brook of Kidron. A sword is used for judgment. And the Most High said a sword is sharpened. Right? The Most High is about war. Imagine the Most High Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua in his infinite glory, sitting upon the throne and having the angels sharpen his sword, man. Right? Reading on. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. That's like you sitting in the room, you got a guy keep taking his bullets out, right? Loading up his gun, taking the bullets out, right? Disarming it, shooting a few shots, polishing his bullets, man. And you know this guy, he's not playing, man. If you ever been in the room with a guy like that, you know he's about to do damage, man. He's taking his gun out, he's kind of aiming it, right? Cocking it back a little bit, polishing. These people that clean their guns, they ready for war, man. Got these military people that can disassemble the gun and put it together. And hey, the Lord is up there sharpening the sword, man. He's doing the same thing on a spiritual level, right? It reads, it is sharpened, Ezekiel 21:10. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. So the Most High said, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? So the Most High, he's putting a question out there, man. If I'm about to kill many people on the earth, is it really a time for you to be in mirth? This is not, it's not saying you can't laugh or smile. It's saying the mirth that it's speaking about is the house of mirth, the house of feasting and laughter, the world. Should we really be engaging ourselves in the longevity of Babylon the Great, man? Thinking about how to make it in this society, right? Turning up and having fun with the wicked, going back to the old man and old friends in the world. Should we really then make mirth if bombs are dropping every day? If World War III is really on the rise? If France, America, Spain, and a lot of these European nations have committed to solidarity with Israel, should we really then make mirth, man? If they're taking people hostage like it's Deuteronomy, the 21st chapter, right? Was that Deuteronomy 10 on down, man? Parading their bodies, chopping heads off. Should we really then make mirth if heads are getting chopped off every day? If a draft is on the horizon, should we really then make mirth, man? Are we worried about the big game? Right now, you got it's Monday, Jake. You got Monday Night Fire, and you got Jake to get dialed in for Monday Night Football, man. What kind of spirit are you in? Are you a Monday Night Fire kind of guy or Monday Night Football kind of guy, man? It's two types of Israelites right now at 7:30. You got the Monday Night Fire Israelites. You got the Monday Night Football Israelites, man. Should we then make mirth? Right? One more. It reads, Ezekiel 21:11. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. So the hand of the slayer is the death angels, man. The Lord is sharpening that sword. He's going to give it to all of the death angels. You get one, you get one, you get one, and they're going to wreak havoc on the earth. And that's what you see going on right now. You got it, King.
Khan, that's a mighty point, because you got, like the brother said, you got two type of Israelites out here. You got the ones that are faithful on fire. You got the ones that are lukewarm in the world, right? Caring about folly and madness and joy and laughter and mirth and vanity, right? This is the book of Isaiah, right? Chapter 9 and verse 17. Therefore, the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall he have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For every one is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For wickedness burneth as the fire. So the Lord said, as much wickedness is going on in this earth, it's as if it's burning a fire, and it's kindling every day. There's more wickedness, there's more lies, there's more treaties being signed, there's more people getting kidnapped, ravished, right, killed, right, bombs dropping. The Lord said the wickedness is going to burn as a fire. It shall devour the bribers and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up and lift like the lifting of smoke. Though the wrath of the Lord of hosts is in a land, darkness, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. And that's what's going on right now in Israel, man. Nobody's sparing their brother. Nobody cares. Nobody's seeking anybody's help. Everybody's ravishing and doing their own thing, man. Nobody's going to care about what's going on when buildings are flourishing, bones are breaking, women are getting kidnapped. Everybody's out for themselves. Like they say in the world, every man for themselves. That's how it is in the last days. They're breaking inside of food markets. They're taking food. I seen a picture in Israel, right? It was so many people in this food market. It was as if, man, it was a damn football game, man. There was so many people in there. And everybody's grabbing food. Everybody's killing. It was this video that this man, I don't know if you've seen it, King. He had picked up his dead daughter while all hell was breaking loose and trying to get her away to save. She's dead in his arms. Dang. Right? And he's on the top of buildings and all type of things going on. So when you see that all of this is kicking off, the Lord said, look, no man shall spare his brother. Right, let me get this quick precept. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land, and only the prudent are going to hear the sound of battle. Somebody else is going to turn it off. Oh, it's war, just like the old days. Oh, this reminds me of 9/11. And just flipping the channel, right, getting rocked to sleep when you're living in the end of the world, man. The Lord has strategically put together news. Channel 5, Channel 7. He has had you to have Twitter. They got breaking news with clips that they're not even going to show on TV and the movies. This thing is kicking off. 30 years ago, they didn't have these things. Split image clips, breaking news that's coming in. You had to be a part of the government or a part of some type of newscast system or be there to be able to see these things. Now you can see it at the edge of your seat, at the comfortability at your house. You can see all hell breaking loose, and certain brothers are still not watching. It says a sound of battle is in the land and a great destruction. And that sound of battling is brewing up and brewing up. And these different nations and confederacies are joining in. You got it.
Yeah, it's absolute travesty that certain Jakes still don't know what's going on. Here we are talking about World War III and Israel, and there are brothers not on this live, but you got people asking, what are y'all talking about? What's going on? Right? I mean, at the workplace, man, you got these plantations. Jake don't know what's going on. You're talking about the Jets, man. Right? And college football and boxing, right? And women, man. You know, they have there's literally they have no idea what's going on. As if, which the Most High did, put a veil over their eyes, man. So we really we really want to stay on top of these prophecies, man. We want to watch, right? You want to stay watchful, and we're going to show, Lord willing, the time from us how to watch, who to follow, where to kind of get your information from. That's another thing. Jake really don't know how to watch, man. You turn it on Fox News at 6 p.m. and put your binoculars to your eyes, man. Brother, you're going to lose your mind. Take your binoculars off. Turn off Fox News at 6 p.m. all the time and kind of dive into this alternative media television, whistleblowers, and even it's a spirit because Elon Musk on Twitter, he's telling people, if you want to keep up and watch, check out War Monitor and check out he put another one out there, man. Elon Musk put that out there. And he's a demon, right? The Most High speaks through an ass any day, man. He can do it any day, not just in Numbers 22. So he's telling people, hey, if you want to watch, check this out, check that out. He said, if you know any more, hey, let me know. Right? And he has no idea what's going on, man. Right? This is a quick precept. This Amos 6:1. Woe to them that are at ease in Zion and trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came. You see that? The Lord said, woe unto them that are at ease in Zion. A lot of brothers at ease, man. Right? You stretch, you got your toes out. Right? You might be drinking a bottle of Hennessy, hen dog. That's what you call it, Jake. Hen dog. Right? You got some damn Douce, man. You at ease, man. You got it made. You got your white picket fence. You probably got a basement. You finally probably got a basement, maybe a garage or something. Probably paid your car note off or something. Jake, you got that what's that tricycle, the grown man the slingshot, man. You finally saved up and got your slingshot. The Lord said, death and destruction to them that are at ease in Zion. You got to ask yourself, are you at ease? What's the opposite of being at ease? Being tense, man. Being on the edge of your seat. When you at ease, you're not watching. You're relaxed. You might go to sleep. If you too at ease, you'll fall asleep, man. And you just want to be comfortable. The Lord said, and trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations. What is the modern day chief of the nations? The modern day strong, because Samaria was built on the house of Shamar or Shemer. When you read the book of 1 Kings, the 16th chapter, and it was bought by Omer for a military defense to counter Jerusalem's high mountainous defense city. That's why Samaria was bought. So it was a chief city of defense, and the people of the northern kingdom of the house of Ephraim trusted in that defense of that mountain. The modern day mountain that Jake you're trusting in is Babylon the Great. Huh? You're trusting in America to deliver you from the hand of Yahweh, Bashmi Awashai. Right? It reads, I'm gonna jump down to verse 3. Amos 6 and 3. Yea, that put far away the evil day and caused the seat of violence to come near. And certain brothers are putting away the evil day. Right? They hate to see the end of the world happen. And some brothers and sisters get uncomfortable when we talk about this. Because they invested so much into this world, it's as if we're ruining all of their future plans. You know, somebody got a plan and somebody just shoot it down. We're shooting down your plans, man. Straight up and down. We're those guys that you don't want to tell us what you plan on doing 30 years from now. Right? We're those, you may call it, you guys are hating. You just hating. That's what they'll call us. Those guys, they're just hating on us. I told them I want to, be a CEO in 30 years. And they told me I can't do it. This place is going to be destroyed. Those guys are haters. Hey, guess what, man? We are haters. We hate this world. Right? We're the guys to tell you straight up and down that, it's not going to happen, brother. I'm sorry. I don't think you're going to be able to do it, So we're telling you that, hey, you can't put off the evil day, man. The evil day is coming. But you got it, King.
Khan, that's right. Right. We're not going to feel bad after saying it either, man. We're going to tell you straight to your face what it is, man. We speak, thus saith the Lord. Right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse number 4. Said the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. And that's one of the main reasons that the Lord is destroying this place, man. So when all hell starts to break loose in these different diverse lands, these people, children get killed. You can't have a wicked heart and think that, why is this happening? Oh, surely there shall be peace. Surely the Most High will have mercy upon them. Hey, look at all of the rape, rob, vengeance, and murder that they have taken upon our people, man. It says, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they shall dwell, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new mind mourneth, and the vine languish, and all the merry-hearted doeth sigh. And everybody that's merry-hearted, dancing, joying, having the football games, damn carnivals, festivals, taking a woman out to the movies, all of these different things, you're going to start to mourn when you're not able to do these things anymore, man. What's going on in Israel? We're going to pull it up through the spirit, man. And we're going to show pictures. We're going to dive into it, the military allowances. Right? All of these different things, people aren't being able to enjoy themselves anymore. The Lord is chopping down the voice of laughter, mirth, and having the whole world under the same spirit to understand, it's the end of the world. All hell is actually breaking loose. These different nations, right, Jake, you even got people that's in the world that kind of, did you hear about the war? Like the brother said, you got Elon Musk, man, bringing out different diverse tweets and different things. The Lord is jacking up everybody's mind, just like he did maybe a year or two ago about so-called Kanye West and about the Jews and Kyrie Irving. He's putting everybody under that same understanding. You know what? The Jews. You know what this? You know what that? And the Lord can do that. He can tap into the minds of all of these men and have everybody to mourn in language. It says, the mirth of the tabret cease. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a strong drink. Shall be bitter to them that drink it. Meaning you're not going to be able to enjoy yourself. That same strong drink and all of the joy and laughter, you're not going to be able to indulge yourself with all of the hell that's breaking loose upon the earth. You got to ask yourself, man, am I really in the truth? There's going to come a time where we're inching into, if not already in, where you got to kind of look at everything that's going on and kind of look at your spirit. Am I examining myself? Am I ready for the end of the world? Because as fast as that happened to Israel, it's as fast as it's going to make its way to Babylon.
Con. And quick precept is right, man. Things are moving fast. And it's not as if the Most High didn't warn you outside of the prophecies that's written and outside of his servants, the prophets, the Most High has been showing blood moons. The Most High has been showing you strange sightings in the heavens and wars and, rumors of wars, right? There have been rumors of these things and major events that the Most High is telling you about, man. That's why you have to measure the time diligently in itself, right? You have to sit there and look at these prophecies that you see happening in real life, man, and tying back in with the Bible. Or rather, as you see global events take place, right? You have to tie those back in the Bible. You have to look in the Bible and say, hey, look, I see Hamas, I see Israel, I see dead bodies, I see war, I see sedition, I see an uprising and a potential overthrow. Hey, your first question should be, hey, where is that at in the Bible? Right? That should be your first question. If you don't know, you got to ask a prophet. A lot of our people inquire prophets, right? You're supposed to kind of ask, hey, look, this is going on, and you're supposed to go to the prophets, right? Isaac and Rebekah, they inquired of the Lord, man. They saw a seer. Saw Samuel, Saul and his servant, they went to seek a seer, right? Amos is called a seer. So people, the woman in 2 Kings, the 4th chapter, when her son died, they went to go look for a seer, a prophet. So the prophets play a major role to let you know what is actually going on in the earth. There's nobody on the earth more valuable than a prophet right now in these days. They are the upper echelon, apex man on the earth, because they're the ones to be able to tell you what Yahweh is doing on the earth and why these things are happening, right? They're not going to say, well, the universe is doing things, right? Or karma is catching up to man, right? Or climate change, or they're not going to go into that. They're going to tell you straight up and down what the Most High is doing, man. So the world, the Most High is actually, he's shifting the power structure of man, and the servants, the prophets, are going to be the light in the last days, man. Right? And you brothers in the truth, right? You're going to be the light, or like the Lord said, a rock in the tempest, paraphrasing, in Isaiah the 32nd chapter. Right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So the Most High told Ezra, speak in the ears of his people the words of prophecy. We have to go into prophecy. Do we have to go into prophecy every day, every second of the minute? No, sometimes we go into the law, right? Sometimes we may go into, the epistles or exhortation or feast days, right? Have a just balance, but we have to speak the words of prophecy, right? We would be going off if we did a Monday Night Fire on how to keep Purim. It's out of order, man. Right? That's out of order. Right? It's not doing things decently and in order. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the earth. Did Esther have a silver crown? How far did she throw her crown? Then we go to GI for gravity force, and how far do we think? All right, class. We ask questions. How far do you think she threw her crown, man? We're not going into that, man. What did the dung smell like on Esther's head? Was it cow's dung or human dung, right? Did Rebecca, was she 5'5" or 5'8"? We have to go into what's going on, man. Right? This 2nd Ezra 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right? So you want to make sure that you do not get phased or thrown off by unbelievers. People are still going to be unbelievers in these days, man. They keep saying it's biblical prophecy. It's just this, it's just that. The Most High said, don't worry about them, and they're going to die. You don't believe in this truth, they're going to die. All the unfaithful, all the atheists, all these Moors you talk to, these Egyptologists, these OT Israelites, these Muslims, these Christians, don't let them phase you. Don't let your worldly family phase you, man. This is biblical prophecy. This is the end of the world. All the unfaithful are going to die in their unfaithfulness, man. That's what it's going to come down to. Right? So you're watching these current events unfold. Stay in tune with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You got it, King.
Khan, that's right. Right, I'm gonna pull that precept. It's the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse number 3. Right, I'm gonna start at 4. It says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continued as they were from the beginning of the creation. You got a lot of men that have that type of mentality. They may not say it out loud. They may say it out loud. You got to kind of watch those men, man. You don't want that type of spirit around you, because you know what? That spirit is going to hop on you. Don't be around people that's not on fire, that's not watching, that's not diligent, that don't care. That same spirit is going to rub off on you, man. And by the time it is time in your city, when all hell breaks loose, you know what's going to happen? You're going to literally be the prophecy what the Lord spoke about in the book of Matthew 25 about the 10 virgins, man. 5 were foolish and 5 were wise. You're going to be those same ones that were foolish, that did not take their lamp. Let me get that real fast. That just wanted to have fun, go back in the world, fall asleep. Whatever the case may be, you didn't keep that lamp burning, man. You didn't preserve the oil. You wasn't on fire. You really didn't believe. Right? This is the book of Matthew. And that's the beautiful thing about this truth, is because one of the main things you have to do is endure. Right? You could be on fire. You could teach the heathen. You could have them bow down to your feet. You could know the prophecies, but are you going to endure the truth? There's a long road of endurance that you have to stay on, be on, and be zealous on. You understand? To continue on this race to finish it. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 2. It says, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. And they, Salakia, and that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. Right? Jumping down to verse number 8. It says, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. I mean, you're not going to know what's going on. You once knew about 2nd Esdras. You once knew about the 15th chapter, the 16th chapter. Now you're trying to find prophecies in Sirach, the 1st chapter. Right? You're digging around. What is the red book? You forgot the name of it. Right? You done lost all your oil and then it leaked all the way out. So you want to preserve it and stay in these prophecies and be in the spirit of the Most High. The spirit of the Most High, he teaches you what spirit to be in, whether it be the feast days, whether it be the events on the earth, right? Whether it be things you need to examine, right? You may be dealing with God knows what in your family. You need to examine that. The Lord is telling you daily what you ought to read and what spirit you ought to be in. But man is too forgetful, foolish, and not watching to see that the Most High is speaking to you daily, right? And I'm going to get this last precept. It's the book of Ezekiel, right? Chapter 22 and verse, this whole thing is fire. I'm going to start at 30. It says, and I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge, and a standing in the gap before me in the land. So the Lord looking for a man for him not to overthrow and destroy the land. Is there one righteous man that's in this land that's going to make a part or stay the Lord's hand, or since his righteousness is prospering so much, him not destroy the land? It says, and I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge, and the standing in the gap before me in the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. So when you look at these different land masses getting destroyed, children, whether it be a prime minister, a man of renown, whatever case may be, a prince, you have to understand that the Most High, through his spirit, before he destroys a place, just like when you read the book of Genesis, the 18th chapter, Ezekiel, the 22nd chapter, he sees if there's righteousness in the land. And what does he do before he destroys it? He sends out the servants, the prophets. He warns, just like he was doing in the book of Jonah. Right before there would be a destruction or anything kicking the past, you have to understand the Most High is very patient. He sends out the prophets. He sees if they're any righteous. So when we see these different places get overthrown, destroyed, buildings collapse, lungs, burst, headshots, decapitations, we have to understand that the Most High strategically looked through the land via the hand of the angels, and there's nobody to save nor mark. So it's righteous judgment. And you have to be zealous that all of these things are coming to pass.
Yeah, I mean, that's right, man. You got brothers on the live talking about OT only Israelites are the remnant. And we don't have time for that, man. We don't have time for that, man. We're getting you out of here, man. Every knee's gonna bow to Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Yahweh Shai is the word of the Most High, man. We pushing this word. We don't have time for you OT Israelites slowing us down, man. We got work we got to do, man. Right? That's you got to take that up between you and Yahweh, Bashmi Yahweh Shai. Right? So we're gonna kind of dive into this, man. Right? You slowing us down, you OT Israelites, man. Right? You slowing us down, man. Just dead weight. Now, this is what's going on in the earth, man. Right? To kind of go into what brothers. Hold on. If you don't know what's going on, right, we'll kind of get you in the loop. Right? In the loop right now, you have an Iranian-funded military so-called terrorist group called Hamas, who is at so-called war, right? We'll use those words with the state of Israel. Right now, not only is the state, and then we have casualties. We're gonna bring out the numbers, right? You have many Israelis dead. I believe you have I think they say they're pushing 1,000. Some of our sources are telling us 800. Some are telling us 1,000. Some are saying, a little bit more than 1,000. And then you have over like 2,000 so-called Palestinians that are dead, man. You have women being taken captive, and we're not going to be allowed to show everything we want to show. Some things are too graphic for YouTube. They're just too graphic. I mean, there are people being beheaded. You have corpses being violated. You have women being violated, children taken captive. So we have to use a high level of discretion so we can show things where we don't get the whole channel shut down. A lot of stuff, if we show it, they shutting everybody's channel down. So we want to be mindful about what we can show it and things of that nature. So if you want to see more, you can dive into it and kind of look into it on your own and see the true hand of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. Right, but we're going to kind of touch the surface. Right now, there's a so-called, we'll use war, again, only because the state of Israel said they're in a state of war. And not only that, you have other nations actively being involved. As you look on the screen, it says, this is from Insider Paper, right? US, France, Germany, Italy, UK will help Israel, quote unquote, defend itself. That's a joint statement. A joint statement from prominent NATO countries said they will help Israel defend itself. To what extent is that going to take place? That remains to be seen. Is that military aid and financial aid? Is that sending food to the people? Is that putting tanks on the ground? Is that sending U.S. warships? Is that, how far is that going to go? That remains to be seen. Remember, Israel is not a part of, they're not really part of this NATO thing, right? So they are partners with Babylon the Great, and they are partners with a lot of these other European countries. But you do have your U.S., France, Germany, Italy, and the UK that will get involved. And if they get involved, then you're going to have no doubt. If this is a military help, then you're going to have a high probability of World War III take place, because Hamas, they're going to be linked up with the Iranians. The Iranians are going to be linked up with Hezbollah, right? Then you're going to have Turkey. Then you're going to have Russia, Syria, Iraq, and you're going to have all of these nations gathered together as Bible prophecy into that region for World War III, right? For World War III, right? But you got it, King. I'm gonna kind of see if I can find what else I was trying to get into.
And I want to bring out this quick precept, right? And that's what they did of old time in the scriptures. They made leagues. That's not anything that's new that's going on now. That's the ancient spirit that gathered together to make war, right? Even from the time of Genesis, right? Let's go to the book, right, of 2 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse number 3. There is a league between me and thee, as there was between my father and their father. Behold, I have sent thee silver and gold. Go break thy league with Bashan, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. So you had leagues in the Bible. You had a league in the book of Joshua, the 9th chapter, right? When you read the book of 1 Maccabees, right? There are many leagues that have been made, joined, right, to the province to go to war with, right? So that's not anything new because they may understand, you know what, we can't do it by ourselves. We're too little, we're too many. That's why the Lord said, let me get this quick precept, right, in the book of Joel, right? It's the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse number 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Meaning, get all of the men together. Get all of the missiles, the drones, the bombs, right? The nukes, right? The nuclear missiles. Wake up all of the mighty men. Wake up the scientists, the men that are making these different things. Let the weak say, right, Salakia, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your plunge hoods into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Who are the weak? Those little nations that are going to join together to be stronger. You understand? With the confederacies. That's how they're able to be strong. They're not pulling up some secret sword out of the ground. The weak are going to say in that day, you know what, we are strong. So that they may not be many in number, but by joining themselves with confederacies and men and the amount of military power that they have, they're going to be strong in that day for war.
And this is Bible prophecy, man. And to add to the brother point, technology and military equipment is going to make them say these things too, man. Right? It's going to make these people say these things. These nuclear weapons, right? Once these nations grab hold on these nuclear weapons and that technology, they're going to have the confidence to commit to using them and say, "I am strong, man." Right? So you got a lot going on in the earth, man. You have a lot going on in the earth. I want to pull this up. Now, this is from Israel Radar, right? Israel Radar. Like I said, I don't know that. It's not CSN. I mean, CBS. It's not ABC. I don't believe. Okay, well, you don't have to believe, right? We watching. We confirm this with multiple sites. We corroborate the information, right? We got information coming in hot right now. Let's see what we got coming in hot. Right wing. Wow. Check this out. What's coming in hot from Terror Alarm? Right-wing Christian fundamentalists now openly support Hamas terrorists as revenge for what they claim, quote unquote, crucifying Jesus by the Jews. Right? Now they're saying this is madness, right? From Nick Griffin. Then they crucified Christ and broke the covenant. Faithful Christians are now the Israel of God, while those who rejected him were described as the synagogue of Satan. So they, people don't know what's going on, man. Right? You got people, and there's a big uproar in New York right now, man. There's big uproars in major cities about people picking a side. Do you support and defend Israel, or are you pro-Palestinian, man? That's the major question on the earth. Now, tying this back, it says Israeli warning to Hezbollah. Now, Hezbollah, they're part of a military. They're essentially a military organization within Lebanon, right? And then they have other smaller portions, but they're in league with the Palestinians, and they are also in league with Syria and Iran. So Israeli warning to Hezbollah. IDF, I believe that's the Israeli Defense Force, it's like it will destroy Damascus. Target Syrian President Assad if Hezbollah joins the war. U.S. warships will support Israel in war. Message relayed via France. So if the U.S. warships get involved and they get attacked, that's it. So-called Biden will pretty much be, forced to go before Congress, and declare war, for the people. Now, if the U.S. gets involved, Article 5 of NATO will have to be involved. It will have to kick off. Article 5 of NATO is what? If you attack one NATO country, then you attack all NATO countries. And I'm paraphrasing it, right? If one NATO country goes to war, every NATO country goes to war. So these U.S. warships, if they get in, then Spain is there, France is there, Italy is there, Germany is there, the United Kingdom is there. And this will lead to war. It's not just going to be a small battle. This is a big deal. And we're praying to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that this thing, continually escalates. But you got it, King.
Come on, that's right. It's the book of 1 Samuel, right? Chapter 13 and verse number 19. Right? 1 Samuel 13 and 19. It says, now there was no smith found throughout all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, lest the Hebrews make themselves, so like it make them swords or spears. So, I mean, this is like we keep going over and over. This is not an old thing to get ready for war. They had smith and all of those ancient men in the ancient world. Who's your modern day smith right now? Those men that are making these bombs. If they don't have smiths, they said literally, for the Philistines say, lest the Hebrews make themselves swords and spears. But all the Israelites went down to the Philistines to sharpen every man his share and his cauldron and his axe and his matlock. Yet they had a file on the matlocks for the cauldrons and for the forks and for the axes to sharpen the gall. Right, so when men were getting ready to go with the smith, what were they doing? They were sharpening up spears. They were sharpening up matlocks, axes. When you go to war, you get ready for your armor. The Lord has an armory, man, in the third heaven. The angels, vengeance and war, right? Opening up his treasuries, right? For the treasures of snow and all of the war tactics that the Most High is going to have on the earth. So do these other nations. They sharpening up their swords right now. Right, you got Moab, the mother of all bombs. You got the Satan 1, the Satan 2, and they're literally having parades, flaunting around their missiles, right? Just pointing into it and just begging for problems. They're sharpening up their swords. They're getting ready for war. And if you can't see that these nations and the spirit that they have, it is a very try me type of spirit. All of those nations, they pushing. They it's like a fight, but they pushing, they shoving right now. Somebody's about to swing. Somebody's bound to swing in a little bit, man. Hey, the Lord said, let me get this quick precept, right? Let's go back to the book of Jeremiah, right? Let's get this quick precept in the book of Jeremiah, right? Chapter 50 and verse 37, right? It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 37. Right, I'm going to start at 36. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, upon their chariots, upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasuries, and they shall be robbed. So the Lord said there's a common sword that's always upon these nations. You can read about that in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. The Lord said, woe unto Babylon, Asia, Syria, Egypt, and a sword is going to be sent after them. Right? You got it.
Con, let me get Yara down in here through spirit. Shalom, King.
Shalom, King.
Con, I want to get this quick precept. Right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. Right, this Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 30. Right, because your so-called Palestinians, right, really go back to the Philistines. Now, your Philistines, when you read the book of Genesis, right, the 10th chapter, and 1 Chronicles, the Philistines come out of Ham, right? So they're truly a Hamitic nation. But those modern day Palestinians or Philistines are Ishmaelites, because when the Ishmaelites expanded and started taking over parts of northern Africa, they essentially became those people. So they're essentially dwelling in the land of the Philistines, but they are Ishmaelites. right? Just like Esau dwells in the land of Gog, or dwells in the land of Javan and Kittim, the land of the Japhites, but they're Edomites that dwell in that land. So your true Palestinians are actual Hamites that dwell around Sudan and those regions. But now your true Palestinians are the Ishmaelites that conquered that throughout history. All right, the Muslim caliphate. You understand, in the medieval times, they came and conquered parts of Egypt and parts of Israel. Right, the times of the Crusades and Saladin and these men, they went all through up these regions, taking over these parts, man. Right now, there's a lot of history behind Palestine. Right now, Palestine is the name attributed to that entire land at one time. It was called the land of Palestine. You'll meet people say, I'm Palestinian, right? Well, it's the land of Israel. But now you have a certain portion called Gaza attributed to the so-called Arabs. Now, if you look up the military, let's see if we can look up Israeli military expansion in Palestine. And you'll see why these Ishmaelites are hot, man. Right? They should have a map that shows periodically. So here you have it, right? Israel's history of military expansionism. Now, what if I can make this larger? Okay, check that out. Now, the state of Israel was given that land, or that the Amalekites, remember, was given that land after World War II. Right? The British mandate. The United Nations gave them that land. Now, that's not biblical prophecy. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that the real Jews will be brought back to the land of Israel by Edomite and a bunch of Edomites that wear suits and ties. What prophecy? We can read Jeremiah 31, 33. We can read Ezekiel 11, Isaiah. We can read these prophecies about the return of Israel. And what precept speaks about the British mandate? You know? So they took that land in 1948, 1949. Now, this is the map key right here, right? You'll see they controlled, new state of Israel takes control of 78% of historic Palestine. So they went up there and they slew a lot of those Palestinians, man. And then in 1967, they invaded Egypt and Palestine. And then in 1982, they left Egypt. They said, okay, look, we're doing too much. They went into southern Lebanon, meaning they went up north. And then in 2000, they just left Lebanon. And now here's the region today. That's Esau in that land. Now, there's a portion of that land I want to pull up, keep brothers in the loop, called Gaza. Let's pull up Gaza on the map. Now, Gaza is one of the ancient Philistine cities. Remember, the Philistines have 5 major cities. They had Ekron, Gaza, Ashkelon, Gath, and they had another 5th city: Gath, Ashkelon, Ekron, Gaza, and Ashkelon. If I said all 5, right? Those are the five lords of the Philistine cities you read about when you read 1 Samuel. Now, this map right here tells you where Gaza is. All right, let's see if we can pull this map so we can actually know what's going on. I may have to just go back. Let's see. Okay, the Gaza Strip is a territory occupying 140 square miles along the Mediterranean Sea. It's like you're just northeast of the Sinai Peninsula. The Gaza Strip is unusual in being a densely settled area not recognized as a de jure part of any extant country, right? So it's not technically its own country. It's a region where you have right here in the state of Israel, you have the Palestinians that dwell there, right? And they're the ones that came into Israel through Hamas, which is a military-funded organization backed by Iran, to go in there and rape, and they're literally rape, robbery, and murder. That's what they're doing now: rape, robbery, and murder. So they're going through and like I said, they're taking. We can't show all of the footage, but they're taking people captive. You know, they're parading the women around. They're breaking their legs, chopping off heads. They're defiling the corpses and bodies. You know, they're taking children. I think they said they took like 200 children captive, man, and women. Like it's 2000 BC. So they still got that wild ancient mind. Now, a last thing I want to pull up, I want to go back to this precept. Isaiah 14 and 29. Rejoice not thou, whole Palestina. Now, those are your modern day Palestinians. Because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. Now, the rod of him that smote thee is broken. Who's the people who've been beating up the Palestinians? These Israelis, man. Once they're taken out, it may seem like the Ishmaelites are going to rejoice. The Most High say, hey, look, even though y'all at war, and the prophecy says that Amalek is going to get blown out that land and destroyed, you bet not rejoice. Because I got something for you too. The Lord got something for you Ishmaelites too, man. Just because you taking women captive, you parading the children around, you going up there, you slew like 260 at a concert, and all praises to Yahweh Bashmi Abashai. But there's a judgment coming on them too. There's judgments for everybody, man. It reads, because of the rod to him that smote thee is broken. The rod is the rod of the Assyrian that you read about earlier in this chapter, which is the so-called white man. For out of the serpent's roots shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down safely. And I will kill thy root with famine, and he shall slay thy remnant. So the Most High is going to induce famine, slay the remnant of these Ishmaelites. We're seeing beyond what's going on right now, right? Beyond what's going on right now, we're seeing past that too, man. It reads, how, O gate, cry, O city, thou whole Palestina, art dissolved, for there shall come forth from the north a smoke, and none shall be alone in his appointed times. Because that whole land is about to be a smoke, man. All the people that live in Gaza, you're not going to survive World War III. Right? If these Israelis don't bomb you and get you out the land, they said that Netanyahu, right? He said they're going to reshape the whole Middle East once they attack Palestine, man. They said they're going to see things that the world they're going to do things that the world has never seen before. So it says, for out of the north shall come a smoke, and none shall be alone in his appointed time. So this is prophecy of major war going on in Palestine, right? Major bombs dropping, right? Major nuclear weapons, major war going on in Palestine. That's what Isaiah 14 is going into. This is a future prophecy. Right, but brothers got it.
You had something y'all done?
Okay, I want to pull this up real quick. This is Brian's breaking news and intel. Right, this is a little earlier today. Israel has sent a threatening message to Hezbollah through France. If Hezbollah attacks Israel, Israel will destroy Damascus. You can read Damascus being destroyed in Isaiah the 17th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. We were going to Damascus being destroyed, right? That's major prophecy. And target Assad. And we brought this out. USA will assist Israel using warships. So again, that's a big deal, man. That is a big deal, right? So if you look up Hezbollah, right, we'll pull that up too, just to we got to know what's going on with the current events, right? Hezbollah formed in 1982 in response to the Israeli invasion of Lebanon. Remember, we covered that on the map. In the 80s, Amalek went into southern Lebanon and tried to invade. So they said, well, what the hell are you doing, man? So they formed their own military group. Now the world calls them a terrorist organization because they defended themselves from the devil, right? A Lebanon-based Shia terrorist group. Now, well, who calls them the terrorist group? Do they call themselves a terrorist group? No, Esau. Anybody that defies Esau's wickedness is a terrorist. Anybody that's not down with this new world order and down with just getting bent over and damn put on your back and flipped, and you're a terrorist, man. If you don't get down with this agenda, you're a terrorist. If you don't let Amalek walk all over, you're a terrorist. Because I guarantee these guys, when they talk amongst themselves, they don't drink wine and toast to them being terrorists, man. In their mind, they're zealots, defenders of their countries, defenders of their families, wives, and children from Esau, rape, robbing, and murdering the land, man. But here's the propaganda. They're a Lebanese-based Shia terrorist group to instill fear in the ignorant that they may pick a side with the beast. Right? And they advocate Shia empowerment globally. Right? So they, these devils are always up to damn sorcery with their words, man. A damn serpent. So nevertheless, Hezbollah, they're in Lebanon, but they get funded by Iran. Their military technology, military equipment, training, all is funded by Iran. Now, we can look that up, right? Look, check this out. Who funds Hezbollah, right? You can just look this stuff up. Right? You can look this stuff up. Who are they backed by? Right? Or actually, it's Hamas. Hamas is backed by Iran, but they all go one in the hand, right? One in the same. It's from Reuters.com, right? What is Hezbollah, Lebanon's armed group supporting Hamas and its war with Israel? Not going to read this whole article, right? But you can kind of look it up on your own. Let's see. Lebanon's Hezbollah said it's targeted Israeli military positions. Hold on, what is Salakia? Got something blocking the screen. Okay, Con. After an unprecedented attack by Hamas gunmen from Gaza into Israel, Israel responded with barrages of artillery into southern Lebanon. No casualties have been reported. Backed by Iran. You see that? Backed by Iran. That's like you getting in a war, getting into a fight with an Edomite. Then another Edomite just keep throwing them weapons, man. Throwing them brass knuckles, mace, damn, a gun, a sword. You got another guy just kind of throwing them weapons. That's what Iran is doing to these countries. That's what America's doing to other smaller, military factions that are out there. It reads, backed by Iran, the Shiite group has risen from a shadowy faction established during Lebanon's 1975 to 1990 civil war to a heavily armed force with a big sway over the Lebanese state. Governments, including the United States, deem it a terrorist organization. You see that? So Iran is getting involved, man. Right? Iran is going to get involved. And if Iran gets involved, you're going to have by 100% Russia get involved, Syria get involved, Iraq get involved, and many other powers are going to get involved. Brothers got it.
Right, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Right, and I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's what's going on right now, man. Right, the brother bringing out the facts, we going into it. Right, you got to go inside of these whistleblowers and these links. The most High will we going to give it to brothers that don't have it. I would advise brothers to make a Twitter if you don't have a Twitter. You don't have to have it for personal reasons, but to have it so you can watch and know the updates of what's going on in the earth, man. You want to dive into this and follow all of these whistleblowers. You got a lot of ex-military force, military soldiers, government officials, you know, different newspapers, right? They're all making breaking news as the seconds draw in. And the more you add and do your research, the more your timeline is going to be flooded with this news, man. Right? It says, for there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what's happening right now. Nobody's regarding kings, princes, military, so-called agreements anymore. Everybody's just going to war, man. Right? And in Gaza, Israel, everything is in an uproar. So that's the same thing as what's going on in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. So you can see in part how a lot of these prophecies are going on, right? And I was talking to the brother early on. When you read 2nd Esdras 16 and 2nd Esdras 15, right? It's moving in the same spirit. You got war, you got famine, you got pestilence. All of this is kicking off, inching into the last days. So you want to consistently be reading these precepts and these accounts and these chapters so you can weigh the times that we're in. Right? I'm going to get one more. Right? I'm going to get 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse number 5. Right? The 2nd Esdras, I'm going to start at right, I'm going to start at 1. Right? It says, he answered then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And the only way you can measure the time is if you're moving with the prophecies. You can't measure the times and you don't know the times. Right? The times mean you have to know what just passed. You have to know what's ahead of you. You have to know what's going on right now. That's called measuring the times. It says, diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen in the earth earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's what's going on right now. It's just a mega earthquake. It just happened, right? And you literally have uproars in the earth that's going on daily. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, from the beginning. For as it is all is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. So the end is manifest. How is the end manifest? Even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. So we have to look at the signs and the effects and these different things going on. So continuously watch and stay up to date about what's going on. Right? It may change later on tonight. Right? It may be a breaking news or another invasion or another country is getting involved, whether it be Turkey, Syria, whatever the case may be, and things brew up even more. My brother's got it.
Yeah, and we're constantly hitting that refresh button, man. Like we always say, we're constantly hitting that refresh button to keep up to date. Like the brother said, I mean, things are happening every minute. You got people with boots on the ground. You got guys who, like he said, ex-military officials. You got people that despise the government. You got guys that know guys that may know a guy, man. You know, and they're bringing this information out. And, you know, you got to look into this stuff, man. Right? And see what's going on. Now, let's see. Hold on. See that? Now check this out. Hold on. Now I could probably put this out on it. We'll see. We'll see in about a week or two. Right? If we can actually now check this out. Let me see if I can share the screen. Hold on, brother's got it. I'm not gonna play it from the phone. Let me see if I can share this.
And brothers hear me?
Khan, I'm gonna pull this up after you done, Yaradan, Baba Kasha.
This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 1. Then it's like the Pharisees also, with the Sadducees, came and tempting desired him that he would shew them. Salakia. See, desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when is it even? Yea, say it will be fair weather. for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the time? Or I bring that out to say because a lot of Jakes say, well, this means nothing. What does that mean? So what? Why don't you Israelites just go join Israel since you love them so much? They kind of disregard the tokens that the Lord is showing before Israel, before the face of the earth. And the point is, you can't disregard these things. You can't take it for light. You can't say it's just, there's always something. That's just the way the world goes. It's just wars. It's always going to be like that. It's not always going to be like this, right? These are end time signs, right? And like it says in Ephesians 5:15, you have to be circumspect. You have to know how you walk in this earth. And you have to be vigilant and be aware. Because the same way people were taken unexpectedly by the flood, through the hand of the Lord in Noah's time, so shall it come to pass in these days.
Con. And I'm gonna play this right to add to what the brother's saying, man. People gonna get caught out there. And they have to deal with it. Now check this. Right now, if you got your kids in the room, right? You tell them what they tell them to get out the room. Right. Now check this out. This is a breaking anti-Israel terrorist attack. Sydney Opera House chanting gas the Amalekites, because I ain't going look, if I put it out there, they say, hey, look, you guys, look, and they chant, man. Right? So I'm trying to use some discretion, but check this out. Can brother see the screen?
Con.
Now hold on, now bear with me. Right? Yeah, and this is in Australia. Right? This is in Australia. And I mean, and that's that hatred, man. Right? Hey, look, man. These Ishmaelites despise the Edomites, man.
So like,
they just. Oh, go ahead, King.
Like real fast, they saying gas the Jews.
Yeah, they saying that.
God.
Yep, that's what they said, man. So they taking it back to the 1939, 1945 days, man. Put them in the chamber, right? So now they saying, look, man, the hell with them, man. With a little bit more graphic, expletive words, man.
Yeah, pretty much put the small hat.
Oh, go ahead, King.
I was just pretty much put the small hats in a hot box.
Put them in a hot box. Put them in the oven. Put the small hat in the hot box.
There you go.
Small hats in the oven, man. Preheat.
All right, shut the windows.
Yep.
Put them on 450. Flip them over on both sides, man. Now people say, oh, wow, okay, they took it there. Yeah, we took it there, man. Oh, they shouldn't say that. Hold on now. You're no let's see, Jake. Now you're no better than them. That's something Jake was saying on highways and byways, man. And you're no better than them. And hell with Amalek, man. Let me get this precept. All right, you guys took it too far. You shouldn't have said that. We're supposed to be the saints. We're supposed to be an example. And we are an example, man. For how to truly despise your enemy, man. And love the Most High. You guys should know, be better than that. Grow up. And you grow up, huh? and eat some of this meat, this prophecy, right? So you can know what the Most High is going to do to your enemies, man. Right? A quick precept, Exodus chapter 17 and 16. Oh, man, I'm going to start at 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, write, this is a memorial. So I can write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. So the Most High says he's going to get rid of him, man. He's going to delete him. You know, scrap him, toss him, trash him, make him extinct. All right. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because Yahweh hath sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So it's really the Most High's war. He's in charge of that Palestinian army. The Lord did that, man. He was saying, oh, the Palestinians, they're uncivilized. They're barbaric, right? They're damn savages. They shouldn't live like that. They're monsters. Well, guess what, man? Should there be evil in the city and the Lord hath not done it, man? Right? The Lord did this, man. The Lord raised up that army. He's the one having war with Amalek on behalf of whoever he decides to, man. At one time, the Lord used the so-called Germans. At one time, the Lord used the Egyptians. The Lord used Israel. The Lord is the Lord of hosts. The host is the armies. He has many armies, and every army is under his power. He can raise up a heathen army to go against another army, man. You know, that's what I believe Pharaoh Necho told Josiah, the king. He said, hey, look, the Lord sent me out here, man. This has nothing to do with you. So the Lord has many armies he's in control of, and he's having war with Amalek right now, man. So when we see, let me pull this back up. You see these, I may not be showing the screen, right? But when you see these Amalekites getting mocked, hey, so what? It is what it is. You got it, King.
God, it's 17 to 16.
Let me share this. Oh, go ahead, King. You got it. I was going to share the screen.
God.
Yeah, you got it.
It's Exodus chapter 17, verse 16. For he said, behold, it's like because the Lord had sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, even unto this very day and hour. And we're seeing that the Lord is using these princes of these other nations, such as Iran, Lebanon, Yemen, if I'm not mistaken, among many more, to use them to go up against Amalek. And it's a beautiful thing, because as the brother just quoted, I mean, if there's evil in the city, had the Lord not done it? And those Amalekites, they so-called believe the Bible. So this shouldn't be a surprise to them. This shouldn't be like, nothing new or crazy. They know that the Lord is doing this to them for a reason. But they're too prideful and puffed up. Nevertheless, I want to bring this out as well in 2 Ezra 15 and 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And we're slowly reaching that point where the hurtful works are fulfilled. They almost met their quota. They're right there. Remember Tel Aviv. Remember what that city is known for, what the capital is known for now. Pink City. That's Sausage City, right? That's a freaky city. You understand? Brother about to pull it up. You about to see some atrocious things. I really don't want to see it, but there you go. There it is. I believe they called it the most transformerist city in the world. A lot of transformers there, a lot of transmissions there, So the 2 Ezra 15 and 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. That's a hurtful work, pushing out that ideology, pushing that out in Jerusalem. Which is supposed to be one of the holiest places. They push that out there specifically. So if you hear us chanting and kind of rejoicing, hey, this is why. Because this is being destroyed, right? Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. Right? All of this is wicked. Being a transformer, right? Popping other men, right? Turning each other's grits. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, the souls of the just are complaining continually.
That's right.
Better yield.
Let me get this quick precept.
Oh, let me get one more, Salakia. Did you bring out verse 16 in chapter 15?
I think right. I think he stopped at 16. I mean 15.
Okay, now, okay, I'm gonna get 16 in. For there should be sedition among men in invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what we're seeing right now. Even at France, France just tore up the European Union flag. Right, every nation is just kind of just denouncing their leadership. They had enough. They're fed up. You got it.
Where you can get Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 17. Right? The book of Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 25 and verse number 17. Right? And it reads, it says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when you were come forth from Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hemos of thee, even all that were feeble behind. And when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not God. Right? So, go ahead.
So like a quick one. That's I'm gonna use that's a coward move right there. They did, man. I would just think that's a coward move. It's other words that's a coward move to smite the hindmost and the most feeble. But Salaki.
Right. Yep. That's right. Yep. That is a coward move. And that's what cowards do. Right? Because they know they can't go toe to toe with Israel in any matter and anything, man. Mentally, spiritually, right? Anything they can't come up against us in any matter. So they gotta use sneaky tactics like Planned Parenthood, poison in our drinks, right? Defiling our bread amongst the Gentiles, mind control with TV. They try to get with you any and every way to demasculate you and make you less of a man, woman, and child and take away your God, because that's the only way they can prevail over you, with witchcraft. That's the only way they can do it, right? It says, let me read that again. Remember, so you can't forget what Amalek did. If you forget in 2023 on out, right, and forget what Amalek did, you're a fool, man. Right? The Most High can't use you. If you're forgetting what's going on, right, with our ancestry, our fathers, our history, and the Holy Scriptures and prophecy, the Most High can't deal with you or use you. Because they didn't forget about 9/11. They didn't forget about the different things, like we was going into the so-called gas chambers and all of those different things. You got Columbus Day and all of these different things reoccurring day by day, then month by month, year by year of their holidays and the things that they're pushing on us. But it's all for us to keep talking about slavery. It's all for us to keep talking about what they did unto us, man, and the wars that we fought. Right? That's hypocrisy. The Lord said, therefore, if it shall be when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from thy enemies round about in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek. From under heaven thou shalt not forget it. What does it mean, blot him out? That means kill him, man. Straight up. That's not talking about you take an eraser, right? All your atrocities, the Lord's going to forgive you and blot it all out. No, the Lord has to kill you, man. But let me get that quick precept. Let me get another quick precept. Sirach, chapter 50, right, in verse 26. So the Lord hates Amalek, right, and the Lord hates the Philistines, man. But that's in the scriptures. So you can't say brothers are being too harsh, they're out of order, right? You're practicing hate. You know, what about what the Lord said in the New Testament? Hey, the Lord is all in the scriptures. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 50, and verse 26. It says, so like I'm gonna start at 25. It says, there be two manner of nations which my heart abhorreth, and the third is no nation. So the Lord said he has nations that he really hates. And hate is in the Bible. The Most High hates nations. It's not just, okay, well, we got raped, robbed, and murdered. It's just Israel that hates. The Most High doesn't hate. And the Lord hates Esau. The Lord hates all of the progenitors and everybody that come from Esau, man. The Lord says, they that sit upon the mountains of Samaria and they that dwell, right, among the Philistines and all of those nations round about that inhabitants, as well as the Philistines and that foolish people that dwell in Shechem. So the Lord said in the Bible that he hates Philistine, huh? And all the inhabitants of those people that dwell amongst them, huh? Those the uprises, the uproars, all amongst that time Israel, because they invaded in, right? You got Amalekite, right? And you got Philistines all in that land, huh? You got it, King.
God. And that's the main precept, man. That's the main precept. So, you know, brothers gotta to stop being emotional. When we get on Amalek and we see stuff like this, stop getting emotional, man. You know, because they don't get emotional about you. Give me the last time an Amalekite got emotional and spoke up against the injustice done to our people in Babylon. You got brothers like Amari Stoudemire. You got other brothers, you know, I'm seeing on social media saying, hey, look, we should pray for them. You know, let's do a canned food drive, right? Let's give back to, hey, look, we're not giving nothing to Amalek, man. Right? I mean, this is a day of celebration. These are days that we're looking forward to, man. And the Most High said, come and see the works of the Lord. He is terrible in his doing. Right, let's get that in Psalms real quick. For the children of men. Right, quick precept. Like it's 60. Well, this is well, I'm gonna get both, right? Through the Spirit of the Lord willing. This Psalms 66:5. Come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. So, hey, David said, hey, come check out the works of the Most High. That means you got to watch. If you got to come and see something, you got to get up out the world. Get up off the couch, man. Get up from behind wherever you at and come see the works of the Most High. Come see the missiles. Come see World War III. Come see alliances being made, right? Come see treaties, right? Come see bombs dropping. Come see warship. Hey, come see the works of the Most High. Come see women being taken captive. Come see children being taken captive, right? Come see presidents declare war on other prime ministers, man. Come and see the works of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He is terrible. So the Most High is not talking about flowers. Yeah, bro. Okay, they're talking about the daffodils. The works of the Most High is the blue sky and the green grass. No, man. The works of the Most High is how terrible he is treating the heathen. That's what David wants you to see. David, a man of the Lord, whose heart was perfect with the Most High, he wants you as a believer, right? As a believer to see how God treats the other nations in a terrible fashion. You can't break it down no plainer than that. He wants you to see that. He wants you to see heads chopped off. He wants to see babies of these other nations dashed to pieces. He wants you to see it. So you got to watch. You got to come and see. It ain't, I don't feel like coming to see. I don't feel, you got to watch. Right? Let's go to Psalms 65:5. By terrible things and righteousness without answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth and of them that are afar off upon the sea. So a lot of us are praying to end injustice in America, to end oppression, right? To finally get a fair shake in society, to have our own sovereignty. There's a lot of prayers even to this day from the poor, the widows, the fatherless, those in foster care, people struggling to survive, people homeless. There's a lot of prayers that we pray as a people to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And the Most High is going to answer you. But he's not always going to answer you in a way that the church, the Christian church, tells you. According to the scripture, the Most High is going to answer you by doing terrible things to your enemies. So if you're praying to be delivered, he's going to do terrible things to those who won't deliver you, man. What did the Most High do to Pharaoh and his son? And all of the firstborn, he killed them, man. That's how the Lord answered our cries, the sighs and the cries that we had in Egypt, man. When you read Exodus 2 and 25 on down, and the children of Israel sighed and cried by reason of the bondage, and the Lord heard them, and the Lord had respect unto them. Paraphrasing. So your sighs and cries, the Lord hears it. He's going to answer them by doing terrible things to the Amalekites, man. This is the Most High. He's going to answer your prayers by doing terrible things to your enemies, man. Because he's our God of our salvation. So salvation is going to happen when the Most High does terrible things to those who despise his people. That's why there's war going on. That's why we got both of our enemies killing each other. And we're just sitting back watching. We're watching the world collapse. There's an account when Jehoshaphat and another king, or Hezekiah rather, we'll get the account, where they went and they enemies already slew each other. And it was a bloodbath, man. Right? They put the Most High put a spirit on these heathen kings to start killing each other. And we just went and gathered the spoils of war, man. The Most High could put the spirit on your enemies to start killing each other before your face. And that's the Lord answering your prayer. So you praying to be delivered and end the police brutality and injustice and the Trayvon Martins. Hey, this is the Lord answering your prayers. All right? He's not going to always arrest that police officer. It's not always going to be, okay, he's guilty. The Most High, he's thinking beyond. He's going to kill entire nations, not just indict one police officer, man. Right? Now, he's going to get up with that guy on an individual level, but he's shaking the earth right now. Right? But brothers got it.
Khan, peace and freedom can only be obtained through blood. Show me another time in history where a nation wanted peace and they obtained it through marching. And they obtained it through peaceful contracts and treaties and signing waivers and selling milk and cookies and having a lemonade stand and going to the president's house, kind of playing basketball and eating chicken with him. That's not how peace is going to be obtained.
Right.
They did that. Jake did that. I don't know if brothers remember. You had all those Jakes. They went to the White House and ate some fried chicken. That was what are you going to get from that? That's folly.
Right.
They did that just to make you think like, we're one. We're good. We're good. We're eating chicken together under the White House with the white man. But it says in Job 8:20, behold, God will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. Again, the Lord said, behold, God will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. These nations are evil. It's plain upon tables. Chiefly Amalek and Esau. They're known for their evil works. Their wicked works are slowly being fulfilled. So if you think the Lord is going to come down and kind of help them out and lead them to battle, surely you're mistaken. We're not reading the same Bible. The Lord's not going to help the evildoers. He's going to destroy them. This is Sirach 12:4. Give to the godly man and help not the sinner. So I'm going to follow after my Lord. The Lord said, give to the godly man and help not the sinner. So the next time somebody asks me, well, just pray for him. Just give him some water. You don't want to give him $1. What about the babies? The Lord said, give to the godly and help not the sinner. Right. I'm not helping the sinner. It's not happening. We can't even do that amongst our own people. If a brother's on crack and he asks me for $5, the last thing he needs is $5. I'm not helping the sinner. Right now, I throw up a prayer and bring out the verses. Outside of that, it's not too much else I can do. But again, the Lord is not listening to these nations. He's destroying them. All you can really do is just sit back and enjoy. But not only that, examine yourself as well. Because that doesn't mean you're exempt from judgment. You still got to examine yourself in the midst of all the war that's happening as well. You can't just see, they're being destroyed. Brother, you may be the 2/3 too. It's still good to see these nations perish. I'm not taking that away. It's still beautiful to see in our eyes. There was one more, but you got it.
Let me pull this quick precept through the Spirit. Right. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 46 and verse 6. Because the Lord is showing you over and over our brothers are bringing out that the Lord is destroying the earth. Now, how is he going to save his people? What's going to be going on with the righteous while the wicked are being destroyed? It says the heathens rage, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. So while the heathens are raging, what did the Lord say? He's our refuge. He's our safe. You understand? A refuge is a safe place. It's somewhere you can go inside to be protected, right, from all that's going on from the outside. Whether that be war, World War III, people getting kidnapped, ravaged, all hell was breaking loose. The Lord is going to be your fortress, and he's going to save you, man. Right? It says, come behold the works of the Lord. What desolations he had made in the earth. So come means you have to literally come. You have to get up, right? It's an action, man. You have to come in. That's a commandment. The Lord is telling you, come, right? Don't you come and have to go to the kitchen? Don't you have to come and go to work? Don't you have to come and take out the trash? The Lord is telling you, you got to get up, look outside, go inside of these things and see what's going on in the earth, man. If you're just sitting around on your couch, right, just watching Channel 7 news, whatever they want to show you, brother, you're going to be deprived of all the vengeance that's going on in the earth. You have to open up these revenues to be able to see. The Lord said, come behold the works of the Lord. And the works of the Lord, they're on TV, right? They're on social media. They're in your neighboring city. They're going on down the street, right? They're all in the prophecies. Come see all the individual things that the Most High is doing throughout the earth. What desolations he had made in the earth. So the Lord is commanding you to see him blow up places, man. To see tsunamis, to see floods. The Lord's commanding you to watch the earthquakes. It says he maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. So going into Yardan's point, you have to literally kill somebody and burn them up with fire to have wars to cease. Wars don't cease by marching. Wars do not cease by wearing your enemy's colors, man, and joining hand in hand. Wars don't cease by that big picture of all the different nations holding hands in a circle, man. Wars only cease by having a victory and having somebody that lost the battle. You got belligerents and all of these different things. Wars cease by having somebody to rule and win and somebody that suffered loss. Let me read that again. He maketh wars to cease. So the Most High is the only one that's going to have war and destruction on the earth to come to an end, because wickedness has to reach its peak. Revelation 16, 9, and all of these various chapters and precepts and prophecies have to take place in order for the earth to cease and for the Most High's fruit of peace to be on the earth. It says he breaketh the bow and cut up the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in fire. Brothers, God.
And kind of diving back into what's going on, right, in the earth. Once you go, Salaki, let me pull this up. And this was trending, right? You had at one time, you had let's see if I can pull this up. Right, you had Death to America that was actually trending on the earth, man. Now here's let me see if he's going into this. They asked this guy, the leader of Iran, what does death to America mean? Because they were chanting this. I'm gonna share my screen on a massive level. Everybody's chanting death to America and death to Israel, right? Everybody's doing it. It's the new thing through the spirit and power. It's actually not a new thing, but it's what the Most High is putting forth again on the earth. Now check this out. Hold on, where we at? All right, let me see if I can play this. So this is the meaning of death to America.
اولا من این رو برای حضرات بزرگان آمریکایی روشن کنم. مرگ بر آمریکا.
See that? So death to America means death to Trump. This is a little bit older, right? John Bolton, Mike Pompeo.
یعنی مرگ بر ترامپ و جان بولتون و پومپئو.
Look at all them Ishmaelites. They can't wait. Look at this guy. That guy with that head. Hey, they can't wait. This guy's mad. Hey, these Ishmaelites are mad, man. Look at them. They want bloodshed, man. You know? Esau been all up and down the Middle East, rape, robbing, and murdering them, man. They look hot. They look mad.
بر اینا مرگ بر سردمداران ما به مردم آمریکا کاری نداریم.
I said I have no problem with America.
مرگ بر آمریکا.
Death to America is about the rulers of America. Death to America is about the rulers of America. He named lower level people. He named presidents and vice presidents, etc. But really, on a deeper level, these wars are funded by the Rothschilds and these big bankers, and they know a lot of this stuff is done on purpose, as if they didn't know they was coming in to kill a lot of these Israelis, upper elites. They kind of knew what was going on, but they need a reason, a false flag, to go in there and retake and bomb and kill all those people, man. So they know what's going on anyway.
یعنی مرگ بر شما چند تایی که اون گروهی که دارید اداره میکنید کشورتون رو، مراد اینه. حالا در این دوره اینان.
It's about the group of people who are currently in charge.
در دوره دیگر هم دیگران. بحث ملت آمریکا نیست.
And he said there will be others. Now I want to find a clip where they were chanting "Death to America." Let me see if I can pull this up. Right, they were inside of the I believe it was the Parliament building. Yep, Iran Parliament chanted "Death to America" and "Death to Israel." And we chant "Death to America," man. I believe this is it. That might not be it. Hold on. That's right. If we can't find it, you'll be able to find it. You can look it up, right? You can look it up on your own and see if you see or you can hear it.
Was it Salaki King? Was that Iran doing that?
I believe that was Iran doing it in the Parliament building.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can send it to you.
Okay, I think this is it right here too.
Okay, come.
See if I could play this. Right, I believe this is it. Yeah. Rod, did you send me this or something different?
Con, I sent you something different.
All right, let me check that out. Brother's got it.
Okay, Con. You got it. I'm gonna bring this out. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25, and verse number 7. Right? And it reads, it says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." So the Lord said, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. So you have to be happy to see these things. If you're not happy, you gotta kind of check your spirit. You know, do I really hate my enemy? I mean, do I want the Lord and prophecy to kick off? Because if you stay in the Lord's hand and you're not zealous and joyful and happy, that's going against the ordinances of the Most High. You're really fighting against the Lord when you don't want the Lord to destroy different things. You're fighting against the Most High on a deeper level. The Most High wants to take your grandma, right, and take her to the third heaven, right, take her spirit from her, and you're fighting against that. Lord, why did you do? You're striving against your maker. Anything that the Lord did, you're going against that, fighting against that. You're fighting against the Most High. And a lot of brothers may not perceive it as thus. That's exactly what's going on, man. Let me get this quick precept. Because when Eli got judged, let's see the spirit Eli was in even when he got judged the first time. Right? I want to pull this quick precept. Right? This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 3 and verse, this whole thing is fire. I'm going to start at 17. And he said, "What is the thing that the Lord have said unto thee?" So Eli, like, I mean, what's going on? He keep calling you. I mean, what did he speak to you? I pray thee hide it not from me. God do so to thee, and more also, if thou hide anything from me of the things that he have said unto thee. So the Lord is speaking to Samuel, which is a prophet, and he's trying to figure out the matter, what's going on. He's pushing him, he's egging him, tell me, tell me, tell me. Verse 18, and Samuel told him every whit, and hide nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord, let him do what seemeth him good. And he spoke against his life and his whole people to destroy the house of Eli. And what did he do? Did he cry? Did he whine? Did he curse the Lord? He said, let me read that again. And he said, it is the Lord. Let him do what seemeth him good. Meaning the Lord will do whatever you want to do. You striving against him about a matter of death, killing, destroying your house, that's going to make the fury of the Most High even flame even more. Most High could judge you 7 times over. So it's the Most High. Let him do whatever seemeth him good. The Lord want to overthrow a building tonight. All praise to the Most High. If you want to take a soul, if you want to kidnap, through the hand of these heathen and destroy the whole village, let the Lord do whatsoever seemeth him good, bro. Brothers got it.
That's right. That's right, man. All right, let's see if I can share this. All right, this is the Death to America chant. Right? Death to America. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Brought to you by Ishmael and the flesh, but through the Most High and the spirit.
انتقامی از آنها خواهیم گرفت که روزشون را تبدیل به شام سیاه.
Now, this is after they killed their general. This was a few years ago. I think about two and a half years ago or so. Right? So they've always been ready, man. They vowed that they would do get back. Now, it just so happens that so-called Biden, they had the prisoner exchange where they sent $6 billion. We went into it earlier. Right? This is from the 7th. Joe Biden faces fury over Iran deal as Israel attacked. Why? Because Biden sent $6 billion to Iran for a prisoner exchange. It opened up the funds of Iran. Iran allegedly took that money, gave it to Hamas, and funded them that they may have military equipment, technology, bombs in order to do this attack on Israel. Right? So just when they got that money, allegedly, like I said, it remains to be true, they used those funds to fund the attack on the state of Israel. Right? So that's all part of this plan, man. Let's play this.
خواهد کرد همرزمانش راه او را به فضل خدا ادامه میدهند و به فضل خدا خواب راحت را از چشم ترامپ و از نابش خواهند رو بود. الان وقتشه که مقاومت به آمریکایی ها.
If only Israel could be like that when the scriptures came out, all these nations could galvanize against Esau under the banner of vengeance on their false God, but Israel can't do it for the living God, man.
با عمل بگویند یانکی ها گورتان را گم کنید.
They throwing up prayers, death to America, man. So this is a big deal, man. This is a big deal on the earth. This is major on the earth, man. Right? So, I mean, this is not a small matter. Now, again, this is Bible prophecy, and you have, we went into the title, right? Dragons of Arabia. A lot of these Ishmaelite nations are going to start getting active, man. Right? They're going to start getting active. You got countries right now picking a side. You got some that say, hey, look, we down with Israel. We defend them. Right? Yeah, Americas, your United Kingdoms, your Spains, your Frances, your Italies, your Australias. They say, hey, look, we got Israel's side. We'll give you whatever you need financially, militarily, mentally. We'll be there to help you defend yourself against Hamas. And they got the other nations who said, hey, look, we're going to defend Palestine. We know the atrocities that you have done towards them for the last, 70 years or so, man. Right? Even beyond that, we have Palestine's back. And those are countries like Iran, countries like Iraq, Russia, Syria, right? So now you have all these countries about to start getting active and everybody's picking a side, man. Right? So, and then you have in the event that has transpired over the past few days or so, it's not just Israelis being destroyed and killed and Palestinians. You got Americans that gave up the ghost. 11 Americans are dead. You got some people from, I think, like Spain, they're killing people from all over. So every nation has a reason, a legitimate reason to get involved. If you kill the citizens of that country, they have a right to act on behalf of their citizens that died and were killed and go in and go to war. They got a right to do that, man. They got a right to do that. Quick precept, right? Let's get a quick precept. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel. I'm going to just read this real quick. This is the classic, right? The classic. Luke, right? It's the book of St. Luke, chapter 21. And I'm going to read verse 5, right? Luke 21:5. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come, in the which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So the Most High said he's going to throw down. He was speaking about the temple in Jerusalem, but that's also talking about all of these buildings, skyscrapers, the so-called 7 wonders of the world, monuments, tourist attractions. When Yahushua returns, everything will be thrown down. That's what he said in Malachi. They shall build, but I will throw down. Right? Luke 21:7. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? Verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And you're living in these days, right? Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Now, we're praying to Yahweh Bashmel that more nations get involved, right? We're praying that more nations like America, we want them fully involved. We want Russia fully involved. We want Syria fully involved. We want France fully involved. We want Article 5 implemented, Article 40 implemented. We want everything, every statute of war implemented. We want it. If we see talks of peace, we kind of put our head down, but we know when they say peace and safety, they're set of destruction. So it's a win-win anyway. Even if they say, hey, look, let's come to a resolution and let's work things out and let's send an olive branch, the proverbial olive branch, and talk about peace, then after that, sudden destruction comes. And if you don't do that, then we living in real-time destruction. So, you can't lose, man. There's no greater time to be an Israelite than right now. These are exciting times, man. Hey, you have brothers popping popcorn, man. They don't even eat popcorn. They're calling out. They're pouring, a little glass of wine, man. Right? They're looking at the dead bodies of the Ishmaelites and the Edomites. They called their sons and their daughters and their families to come check it out, man. You got people clapping.
Almost did a backflip.
Backflips. I saw a brother hit a backflip, man, on IG. He did an actual backflip. Right? That brother know who he is. You got, this is a big deal, man. This is a big deal going on the earth. The brother had an actual backflip in the night. Right? But brothers got it. Right? I can't see you.
I got
off.
Oh, Salakia.
Luke 21 and verse 9. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. So it ain't the time to be scared of these things, man. Oh no, what if I get bombed? We're not thinking about getting bombed. They said they got Palestinian sleeper cells in America. You got people, oh no, there's Palestinian sleeper cells. What if they're by the McDonald's? What if they're by the projects? What if they come into my hood? Right? We're not worried about a Palestinian sleeper cell, man, who reaches into his trench coat, right, and takes out the damn whatever, man. Right? Now, if they do happen, all praise to Yahweh Shai, you know, if they say the so-called black Hebrew Israelites were involved in that, the black Hebrew Israelites linked up with Hamas group, what they call them, sleeper cells, and did God knows what, man. That'd be a big deal too. Right? That'd be a big deal. So you can't be terrified thinking that something's going to happen to you. The Most High said there should no evil happen to the just. And even in temptation, he would deliver him. You know?
That's what I was going to get.
Con, you got it, King.
It's right 33 and 1. There should no evil happen unto him that feared the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he would deliver him. Right? So there should no evil happen unto him that feared the Lord. If you fear the Lord, what are you worried about? If you have faith, there's nothing you should be worried about or scared about or nervous about. Your knees shouldn't be shaking. You shouldn't be quivering. You shouldn't be chattering your teeth. You know, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be scratching your head. I mean, really, you should be throwing up prayers and rejoice that, again, your enemies are falling and that Babylon is slowly or quickly falling, right? I got two more. This is Luke 36. It's like it's Iraq 33 and verse 14. I'll start at 13. And the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure. So man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. So the Lord fashioned these nations, right? And he specifically tailored and fashioned these nations in the end days to go to war with each other, to hate each other. He put it deep down in their spirit to hate their enemies, to hate their neighbors. So when you think of it on a spiritual level, you should really rejoice and understand, wow, the Lord is terrible. This is beautiful. It's beautiful to be alive in this time. I mean, even Ezra spoke about that. He says, it's better really to be alive in these times. So I want to continue on, and it reads, I'll jump down to verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. And that's what we're seeing, one against another. I'll grab one last one, Luke 21 and 18. It's the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 18. Or it's like 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right? Your redemption is surely drawing nigh. You can't see these things happening on earth and be like, yeah, it's whatever. No, you better be drinking some yan. You better be rejoicing. I got one more. This is Sirach 36 and 1. Shouldn't be scared. If you've been praying for the destruction of Babylon, you shouldn't be scared. What are you scared for? This is what you asked for. This is what we wanted. It's Sirach 36 and 1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, God of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power. As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God but only thou, O God. Shew new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth wondrous works. And it reads this: raise up indignation and pour out wrath, take away the adversary, and destroy the enemy. Make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. Who's oppressing the people? Who's oppressing you, brother? It's Esau, it's Ishmael, it's Moab, it's the Hagarenes, it's the Ammonites, it's the Philistines. These people are oppressing you. And the Lord literally just said, or it's like it reads, and let them perish that oppress the people. So I'm gonna rejoice at that. I don't know about brother. I'm gonna rejoice. I got some yan. It's cold. It's on the rocks. You know, I'm gonna have a good time tonight. Jake feel good after getting a check. Jake feel good, you know, kind of walking the dog, playing with the dog, whatever, playing with your cat. You know, I feel good watching the prophecies. I feel good watching what's happening. Brothers play the 2K, yeah, beating you, yeah, I got you. Brothers watch Wheel of Fortune. Hey, this is what brings me joy.
That's right. That's right. That's right, man. So all you brothers is watching Wheel of Fortune rejoicing. Turn on some prophecy, man. Right? Turn on some prophecy. Now check this out. Right? I'm gonna share this, man. Right? I'm gonna share this. Bear with me. Right? Now this is breaking, right? Washington Post reports, citing current and former Western and MENA intelligence officials, that Hamas planned assault on Israel at least a year ago, with support from Iran on military training, logistical help, and tens of millions of dollars. And we said that, man. Right? When they just said they vowed vengeance on Babylon the Great, they've been planning this stuff, man. You know, when they killed their general Soleimani, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? They already had this thing lined up. And when they gave them that $6 billion, that was kind of just to help them break even and reimburse them, huh? So they've been thinking about this. But it's not as if, you know, a lot of these like Israel, America, England, they have high, what's the word I'm looking for? Defense technology, right? Where they can, and intelligence, where they can be well prepared in the event that an attack, surprise attack may happen to them. So even though they may have been planning this for years or months, you know, this is my opinion, that I still believe that they kind of knew what was going on and they kind of let it happen to a certain extent. They didn't let them do too much, but they let them kind of kill a few hundred. That's what Esau's into. They'll kill their own people for the so-called their greater cause, so they can invade and take over that whole land. Right? They need a reason to take over that whole land. They can't have them Ishmaelites just living up in Gaza forever. So they, hey, look, we need a plan. You know, so this thing, they be playing chess with each other, man. Right? They're playing chess with each other. Now, this is from 48 minutes ago, right? Here's an update. Over 900 Israelis and 700 Palestinians have been killed, with thousands injured on both sides. The numbers are likely to rise significantly. HRW said Israel's order for a full siege on Gaza was akin to calling to commit a war crime. So if they do a full siege on Gaza, it's a war crime. And a lot of nations ain't going to go for that. I mean, a lot of these Arab countries, they're not going to let them just obliterate Gaza off the map. The Israeli, and there's videos of number 3 that's out there, right? The Israeli military began cutting off the water supply into Gaza after the country's defense minister ordered a full siege on the already blockaded enclave. So they're cutting off the water. I heard they cut off the electricity too. Right. So this is a big deal, man. I'm not going to read all of these. Right. But you check this out. They're kind of going in depth, right, about what's going on. And this is updated, right, as of around, 8:30 or so on the East Coast. They're giving a great recap. And Sparkle is a good inside source, right? A good inside source when it comes to certain war, right? And certain current events. You got Sparkle, you got War Monitor, you got End Time Headlines, you got Endgame World War III, right? You got Reuters, you got Al Jazeera, you got a lot of different, like Araya was saying, a lot of different whistleblowers, post pages that you can get kind of corroborate and link up to confirm what's going on in real time. This is real time. This is happening right now. So you can get the latest and greatest, how they say, if you have certain pages that you follow, the brothers got it.
Yeah, I was about to say you got Crash Report,
Yeah.
right? That's another good one. You got Inside Paper, you got Terror Alarm, you got Raw's Alert, right? I mean, you got BNO News, right? It's so many ones that you could just go to, right? That got a lot of World War III and things going on in the earth, right? Another one, you got like I said, you got Crash Report, right? It's you got Raw Alerts, Inside Paper. Let me see. You got Conflict News, right? End Time Headlines, like brothers is bringing out through the spirit. BBC Breaking News, right? You got BBC Breaking News, right? It's so many ones that you could go to. Amongst the ones brothers and sisters probably already know: NBC News, CBS News, right? Washington Post. And you want to follow a lot of these so-called presidents and a lot of these men for their tweets and things going on with breaking news. You got breaking news, right? You got missile defense, breaking 911, right? So, I mean, all of this is up here for you. All you have to do is add them, subscribe, whatever the case may be, and start following them to get the news about things that are going on. And you see a lot of in-depth things that they're not going to show on, the TV, right? You may see a damn death, man, right? It may jack your spirit up. You may see a beheading, a thrust through, a live kidnapping, right? These things are right here for you, right, to tap into so you can see what's going on in the earth, man. Right, you got it.
And this is just typing them in. That's the brother. Is the screen showing? Yeah, I was just typing them in as he was going to them so brothers can kind of see. Now this is from 8 minutes ago, Reuters, right? Now it says following a surprise attack by Hamas on Israel, they left hundreds dead. America's closest ally in the Middle East has declared war, putting the U.S. in a tough position as it tries to meet the needs of both Israel and Ukraine simultaneously, man. And like the brother said, there's graphic content in these videos, right? You're not just going to see a cat stuck in a tree or an old lady holding up a sign that says she finally turned 101. You're going to see the real deal, man. A lot of this stuff. These people they're not controlled by mass media. And they posting it, they live, they boots on the ground. It's unbiased, it's straight to the point, and it's they give you the straight skinny, how they say, man. They give you the straight skinny with a lot of this stuff. They don't have a teleprompter. They just posting, they getting it, and it is what it is, man. Right? Let me get this quick precept.
Y'all down in the background.
Okay, so Lucky, let me bring him in. Right. Okay, Khan. All right, let me get this quick precept. Right, let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 13. Right, this ain't Mark, chapter 13. and verse 35. Watch ye therefore, but ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. So evening, this goes into the 4 watches, right? You got around 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. At midnight, your 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. watch. Cock crowing is your 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. watch. And the morning is your 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. watch. These are the 4 watches of the night, right? And any watch of the night, anytime prior to Yahweh Shah returning, you should be keeping watch, because you never know when these things can escalate and when things can really hit the fan, or even when Yahweh Shah is going to return, right? You want to keep watch. That's what brothers are showing you how to watch, what to follow and not to follow, encouraging brothers to kind of, get certain social medias, not for folly and vanity, right? But strictly to kind of pay attention to what's going on, man, to be more in tune, to help you measure the times. There's one thing to measure the time, but you got people that measure stuff by their feet. Yeah, ask them how long is it. They hold their feet and they walk. I think it's 5 feet. Then you got guys that pull out the high level tape measure, man, with the magnet on the end and the light and the laser beam with the leveler, man. And they're measuring and they can get more precise about what they're going to cut, man, compared to your big nasty feet. Just measure. I think it's 10 feet. Well, you got to get deep with your measurements, man. So if you're going to measure the times, it's one thing to measure the times by watching Fox News and CBS. And it's another thing to measure the times and to watch by having a higher level of resources, man. So you can have a better cut, better information, better understanding about how to measure the prophecies, man. Right? This Mark 13 and 36. Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. You want to watch. You got to keep in tune to these prophecies and what Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushua, is doing on the earth, man. Right? The brothers got it.
Khan. Salaki, you got it, y'all done. You muted if you look like you're saying something.
You got it, Yarda.
Brothers hear me?
Khan.
Yeah, Khan.
Somebody said online, that's Gog and Magog battling right now in Palestine and Israel. Prove me wrong. Right? I say that to say he's measuring completely wrong. He doesn't know how to measure the times. He's just all out of whack, right? He's doing the feet mixed up with the centimeters and inches. He's just screwing it all up. If you can't measure the times, I don't want you to build me anything because your measurement sucks. He said the Palestinians and the Israelis is Gog and Magog battling to them.
Oh.
It doesn't add up. It literally doesn't add up. And when you measuring, things have to add up. That's the most crucial part about measuring. That's the most crucial part about being a carpenter. Things have to precisely add up. But if it doesn't, then you're not doing something right. You gotta anoint your eyes with eye salve. And he was prideful. He said, "Prove me wrong."
Well, this is not Gog and Magog, just to put that out there. This is not Ezekiel 38 and 39 being fulfilled. Right? We're going into the prophecies right now. Right? We're showing you what's going on. And this is going to lead to Second Ezra 15 and 30 on down, or 20, really like 28 on down, with the dragons of Arabia, man. We kind of started off by going into certain military alliances. You got your Arab League, you have your Peninsula Shield Force, your RSII Alliance, your SCO, which is your Shanghai Corporation Organization. Another part about watching is you have to be in tune with geopolitics. You just have to know geopolitics, because there are the Most High gives code in the Bible. So he'll call people or leagues, diplomacies. He'll call it the kings of the east, or he'll call it the 7 heads and the 10 horns. He'll call it the dragons of Arabia. And you got to know what that means today, because you're not going to be able to look up, okay, well, according to Geopolitics, who are the dragons of Arabia? There's no league called that. So you have to dive into the geopolitical world and say, okay, based off of the prophecy, the dragons of Arabia, they must be this league right here. They must be your Arab League or your Peninsula Shield Force, right? And then you look at another, okay, your kings of the east, that must be, okay, based off of the power, that must be like your Shanghai Corporation Organization or your CSTO or something like that. Then you look at, okay, NATO, 10 horns, okay, that's your European Union, okay, your 7 heads, that's your 7 heads and 10 horns, that's your NATO. Okay, Babylon is America. You got to decode this. It's written in code. It's crypto, right? It's cryptic. I think that's the word. It's cryptic. It's the biggest codified document ever. There's nothing more codified and cryptic than the Bible. So you have to kind of break this thing down, man. So you can actually unlock the secrets and the mysteries of what's going on in the earth. Because the Most High is telling you literally everything going on the earth. But you got to decodify it through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and break it down, right? So I'm gonna get this quick precept, right? This is just to touch on it. I'm not going to go in depth, but let's go to the 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, right? Just to address it, right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and let's get straight to the point, right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 28. It reads, "Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east." Right? So Ezra saw a horrible vision from the east. That's not talking about DC, New York, Jersey, East Coast, Baltimore. No, the east is this eastern part of the earth, right? What they call the Middle East. It reads, "Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians." So you're going to have the nations, plural, of the dragons of Arabia. Who are the nations of the dragons of Arabia? Well, we were going into it earlier, right? That's you got your so-called Arab League, right? Let's see, hold on, let me go back. Russian Arab League will work to stop bloodshed in Israel. So the Arab League is going to speak about this, man, right? The Arab League, and you have, I'm not going to do it in depth. We're not going to go in depth. Salakia. You got your Arab League. And you could, if you want to dive more into this on your own, you're more than welcome to. And then you really have your Peninsula Shield Force. Right? Let's pull up your Peninsula Shield Force. Right? Your Peninsula Shield Force is really the military arm of the Arabs. Right? So the Peninsula Shield Force is the military arm of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Right? It is intended to deter and respond to military aggression against any of the GCC member countries: Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and United Arab Emirates. So you have your nations of the dragons of Arabia, which is your Peninsula Shield Force on a military level, as well as, you have other leagues in there. You have your Arab League and you have your GCC, which is the political side of it. All these countries, they're going to have the Palestinians back. You know, they got the Palestinians back, man. And they're going to they have military power. And they're going to link up. And they already picked a side, man. And they picked a side that's against the so-called Amalekites, man. You know, so this is a big deal right here. This is a big deal. And then according to the prophecy, you're going to have the Carmanians raging in wrath, right? That's why they were chanting death to America, because they were raging in wrath. The Carmanians are your Iranians. If you look up Carmania on a map, it's in modern day Iran, right? Persia. It was a province of the ancient Medes, which is modern day Persia or Iran. They shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, because they're wild men, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So they're going to join battle. They're going to link up. The Iranians are going to link up with the dragons of Arabia. That's why you have your Peninsular Shield Force that will also link up with Iran. That's why all these Middle Eastern countries are all going to join forces together, man. And they're going to waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So you're going to have massive war going on the earth, man. You're going to have countries getting bombed, right? You're going to have people being taken captive. And then you're going to have this thing kind of heat up. And as you read the rest of Second Esdras, which we're not going to really dive into on a deeper level, you read about a lot of other countries getting involved. Other countries from the east and the north and the south, right? And then they're going to bring in their military weapons and their aerial vehicles. And this thing is going to escalate, man. Clouds from the east, like North Korea, China, they're going to get in. From the north, Russia is going to get involved. From the south, Venezuela, Brazil, other countries. Everybody's going to get active in World War III. The brothers got it.
God. I'm gonna bring out this quick precept. Right, so like we're going into the end of the world. So take out, the pens, the papers. You want to take down these websites, these whistleblowers, as well as these precepts, and start weighing the time if you're not already. It's the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 29. It says, "Behold, Slakia, and he spake unto them a parable. Behold, a fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is nigh at hand. So likewise, ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffeting and drunkenness." So the suffeting, the fun, the drunkenness, right? The everyday problems, the cares, the stress, right? The worrying, the anguish of this world. Don't let that come upon you to where you're not watching. You're too busy worrying about how you're going to pay your cable bill, your car note. You're worrying about if you're going to get fired or not. You're worrying about that new job, right? They didn't call, right? You're worrying about food. You're worrying about things Gentiles worry about. And the Lord said, don't be caught up in the suffering in his life, man. You have to have some type of strict diet, spiritually with what you consume. You want to make sure you're in the law. You want to make sure you're getting some meat. You want some prophecy. You want to make sure, like the brother was going into, geopolitics. You want to know what's going on, right? You don't want to dive. All you read is Proverbs all day. You have no understanding outside of Proverbs what's going on in the world. Everybody has to know from a portion what's going on in the world. You're living in the world, right? You have to know what's going on in the world. You don't want to come outside, right, and don't have no idea what's going on in your city, right? If there's a national emergency alert, right? So you want to definitely be in world news, right? You want to portion yourself. You may want to scroll through your timeline, every, I don't know, 2 times an hour, whatever the case may be. Whatever's good for you. You want to make sure that you're continuously watching. It says this, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness, and the cares of this life, so that that day come upon you unawares. Meaning this life, and this is a deep precept, because your life can consume you so much that you don't even understand the time that you're living in. And that's hard when there's bombs dropping on the earth, people screaming, people getting kidnapped. But the Lord said, you will still have people, just like in the days of Lot, just like in the days of Noah, that are going to be drinking, marrying, right, follying, right, all type of mischief that they can't perceive and understand what's going on in the earth. Don't be one of those men or women. It says, for as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things. Just because you're an Israelite don't mean you can escape, man. The Lord's going to destroy the wicked. You want to make sure your garment is white, your hands are clean, you're taking care of your brethren, right? You're taking care of the congregation, your family. You want to make sure that when this thing actually hits, it's not that you just was watching and you knew the precepts, but that your hands was clean. Your hands not clean when all hell break loose. You got nobody to blame but yourself. You could have watched all day with the most expensive goggles, or you could have been having a personal iPad, right? You put it to your hip, you check it every 3 minutes. All of these things can be kicking off and transpiring, but guess what? The Lord said, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things, and shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Because once this thing kick off, it's going to continue to roll and it's not going to stop. That's what the Lord said in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. Let me get that real fast. This 2nd Esdras, right, chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse number 3. 2nd Esdras 16:3. It says, a sword is sent among you, upon you, and who may turn it back? Meaning when that sword gets sent and arched back and pulled, and it actually kicks off, which are plagues, wars, or all of these different things, pestilence. And the Lord said, man, who could draw back at that point? Who could stay the Lord's hand? Because once one nation get involved, they all gonna get involved. It says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is sea that may drive them away? Meaning nobody could drive them away. That's why when these things kick off and start brewing, whether it be in silence, or whether it be a peace treaty, you want to always be watching so that you can always be washing and having your hands clean for what's coming to pass on the earth. My brothers got it.
Con. And I want to pull this up. I think we got the latest and greatest breaking news. Right? This is coming in hot. We got inside guys. Right? So let me pull this up through the spirit. Right? Let me see if I could pull this up. Salakia. Brothers got it. Gotta find this. Right? Just to kind of show you what's going on, man. You know, the brother said you can check every 2 minutes. And you can do that, man. You can get into this thing. You know, you gotta get into this thing through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, right?
You gotta be addicted. You gotta be addicted to the scriptures and
Right.
in righteousness. In righteousness, you gotta clarify in case Jake is reading that work on a job and you get fired, right? You gotta be addicted in righteousness.
Yeah.
Right. That said, you know, like an old man in a slot machine, kind of just waiting for the 777. Hey, we keep refreshing our page. That's us with social media refreshing, just waiting for the 777, waiting for the big siren. We waiting for it, but we know, it's going to happen for sure, right through the scriptures. We know it's going to happen for certainty. That old nasty white man, he don't know what's going on in the slot machine. Smoke all in the air. He's uncertain. There's nobody with him. Hey, the Lord is with us. Right? We know things are going to happen expediently. Right? It tells you in 2nd Esdras 15, I will deliver thee as I did in Egypt with a stretched out arm.
That's right. That's right. Now, We're going to confirm this, but this is as of 42 minutes ago. We'll see. We'll check it out. We haven't had any problems with this this source, so we'll confirm it. But breaking: Iran weapons convoy struck by Israeli airstrike. An airstrike presumed to be by Israel hit the Iranian weapons convoy crossing from Iraq into Syria at Al Qaim Balkama. Right? Source Charles List. So we'll watch. We'll see about this, man. And we'll confirm this to see if an Iranian weapons convoy indeed struck or was a hit or struck by an Israeli airstrike. Right? I mean, we're hoping it's true. Right? We'll confirm it. We'll link up with other reliable sources. We'll get multiple witnesses to, corroborate, kind of see the details. And a part of the law is you got to watch, but you got to hearken diligently with much heed. To tell you that in Isaiah 21. So sometimes when you're watching another thing, don't just take everything, right? Because anybody can make a post and say anything. So you want to kind of confirm. That's why you have multiple watchmen. You don't have just one watchman that ran a whole city, man. Isaiah 21 and 7 and 6. But thus hath the Lord said unto me, go set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. And he saw a chariot with a couple of horsemen, a chariot of asses, and a chariot of camels, and he hearkened diligently with much heed. So he was kind of tapped in, man. Is that 10 horsemen or is it 1,000? Right? Don't just say, look like 10 horsemen coming in. Brother, it's 20,000 horsemen coming in. And it's not even a horse, brother, it's oxen. So you got to be a in-tune watchman too. You got to kind of listen. Okay, that sounds like, okay, what is that? Right? And then you got to kind of pay attention because you can't just blow the trumpet at anything, man. You have to really know and be confident on what was going on. Because if you blew that trumpet and there wasn't war, you brought massive confusion in the city, man. And they'll get rid of you, man. You'll probably
I saw something.
You said what?
Saying I thought I saw something when it was a lizard.
I thought I saw something. I thought I saw the enemy coming in. So you gotta be in tune because if you give a false report, it's not good. So that's why we like to corroborate. We're hoping this is true. We got brothers, diligent brothers, man. Diligent brothers in the entire body, right? And brothers are sending stuff in hot, man. They sending stuff in hot, and this is good right here. So hopefully we can get some traction on this, kind of see if this is true. But if it is, then it's a big deal, right? It's 46 minutes ago, so we'll see. Right through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Awashad. But all praise, man, brothers in WFI, Jersey, Philly, Detroit, North Carolina, brothers all over sending stuff in hot. So all praise to the Most High. Brothers got it.
Yeah, it's on brothers.
Yeah, we can send brothers got closing precepts.
I'll bring out a Sirach 35 and 3. To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord, and to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation. Thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord. And the Lord is quickly coming back. We can't say slowly anymore, right? He's on his way. And as he's on his way, you have to examine yourself and make sure that your hands are full of works, right? In a similar manner, you may rush to clean up, and you may rush to make sure all your works is done before your parents come home. How much more the Lord and being in the truth. He required something of you. He required that you pray, study, fast, examine yourself, perform alms, be your brother's keeper, serve him, please him, even appraise him. These are all the things that the Lord required of you. You have to ask yourself at least every night, what did I do enough? Are my works overloading? Can I hold all my works in my hand today? Or can I just hold it in my palm? I only prayed and that's it. I prayed and that suffice. Your work should be overflowing, right? But with that, I yield.
That's right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse number 2, and it reads, "This is be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, who I have not found thy works perfect before God." So the Lord is saying to strengthen yourself up, right? While you still have an opportunity, because things are dying off daily that are on you. Right? You don't want to look back, a week from now, a month from now, if we still here and say, well, damn, look at all of the things that decayed on. Look at my reading. Look at my fasting. Everything's starting to chip away. Look at my amount of watching that I watched, you understand, and know what was going on in the world. All of these things are dying off on. You want to strengthen that up. That only comes by examination and humbleness. It says, remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, so the Lord is telling you what's going to happen, the repercussions if you do not watch. I will come on thee as a thief, and I will not, so like I shall not know what hour I will come upon you. And the Lord could come upon you many ways. The Lord could come upon you with an attack right in your city. Right? It don't always have to be Yahweh Shai coming in the air, because you're going to see that. Right? The Lord could visit you, with all type of different things and put you in a different scenario. You're like, well, that I wasn't watching. Now I got caught like a thief in the night. Right? I wasn't watching upon what was going on in my city. I wasn't watching my household, wasn't watching my brethren. And now I got caught and I got blood on my hands, or I got overthrown. So all of these are things, right, to zone in and examine and make sure that we're living to the best of our ability through the Spirit.
Con. And I want to get this in Revelation, right? Chapter. I'm gonna get 16 and 15 tonight, right? Revelation chapter 16 and 15. One of my favorite watchman precepts, watching, right? Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Yahweh I told you to keep watch through the mouth of the prophets, told you to keep watch while he was alive in his ministry. Revelation, even after the resurrection, Yahweh keep pushing watch, even after, right? He went through hell and back, still telling Israel to watch, man, lest you walk naked, man, and they see your shame. You don't want to get caught with your pants pulled down, for lack of better terms, man. Now, you got caught back in the world, right? You got caught drifting off and going back in the darkness. You got to stay in tune with this thing, man. If there's ever any more time, if you needed any other time or situation to make sure you're getting right with the Most High, I mean, now's the time. If you needed any type of, I need a sign. God, show me, is it time for me to come back to you? Lord, hey, this is time, huh? All of those, well, Lord, what do I do? What do I do this? Hey, the Most High is not going to knock at your door and say, hey, look, now it's time. Nobody gets to, then you upstairs, you doing God knows what. Do you, Lord, now I'm coming. Oh, right? Then the Lord knock a little louder, because now then you open the door and the Lord come in, man. Right? Well, look, I just want to tell you, look, I'm the Most High. I want to let you know, look, it's time to get right. I came from my third heaven. I came off the throne. I got here and I want to tell you, it's time for you to turn back to me. I appreciate you opening the door. I'll see you later. Then the Lord going door to door, man. Like a Verizon salesman, like those guys that put them nasty menus, man, that nobody buys on your doorknob, man. The Lord isn't going door to door, man. He's telling you through the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh to get right in these last days, man. Right? But with that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh. We'll open up the line like we always do for questions, right, at 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is 94809-305. So that's 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is 94809. Right, for those who do have questions. That, Brother Naquan.
Shalom, Brother White.
Brother Yardan, Shalom.
Kwam Yasha. Shalom.